The 911 call lasted only 12 seconds, but it saved a life. That tiny whisper through the radio was enough to put me on the road faster than I've ever driven in my career. My name's Dana Mitchell. I spent most of my career as a patrol officer in a small county department in Ohio. When I joined the force in the early 90s, there weren't many women wearing the badge in our town. Folks either assumed you were the dispatcher or the officer's wife. Took a while before people got used to seeing me step out of the cruiser. I didn't mind much. Being underestimated can be useful in this job. Anyway, it was a Tuesday night in late October. Cold enough that the air smelled like wood smoke and damp leaves. The kind of quiet night shift where you're mostly watching empty roads and trying to keep your coffee warm. Around 1:17 a.m., dispatch broke the silence. Unit 7, possible open line 911. Caller is a child, very quiet, unable to confirm address. That happens sometimes. Kids playing with phones, accidental calls, stuff like that. But the dispatcher added something that made me straighten up in the seat. He's whispering. I picked up the mic. Put him through. For a few seconds there was nothing but static and a faint shuffling sound. Then a voice. Small. Careful. Hello? I said, "Hi there, this is Officer Mitchell. Can you tell me your name?" Long pause. Then he whispered, "Tyler." The way he said it told me one thing immediately. Someone had told him not to talk. "Tyler," I said gently, "are you safe right now?" Another pause, longer this time. Then I heard the words that stuck with me all these years. He said not to call the police. I felt the back of my neck go cold. Dispatch tried to ping the location, but all they had was a general tower area covering half the north side of the county. "Tyler," I said quietly, "can you tell me where you are?" Silence. Then a faint sound came through the line. A dog barking. Not close, maybe outside. Then something else. A low rumble. I listened harder. Train horn. Far away, but clear enough. I asked him, "Tyler, do you hear a train where you live?" Another whisper, "Yes." That helped a little. Our county only had one rail line running through it, but it still covered miles of neighborhoods. Then Tyler said something else. "I'm in the closet." Now my foot was already pressing harder on the gas pedal. "Okay," I said. "That's good. Stay there." And then I heard a new sound on the line. Heavy footsteps. Not Tyler's. Adult footsteps. The kid must have heard them too because suddenly his breathing got faster. "Tyler," I whispered, "is someone in the house?" Very quietly he said, "Yes." My heart was thumping hard enough I could feel it in my ears. "Is it your dad?" "No." That answer changed everything. Dispatch was scrambling to narrow down the call location, but the signal kept bouncing between towers. Then, over the phone, I heard something else. Church bells. 3 slow chimes. That made me glance at the clock. 1:20 a.m. There was only one church in that part of the county whose bells rang every 15 minutes overnight, St. Mark's, and the train tracks ran right behind that neighborhood. I grabbed the mic. "Dispatch, check residences within a half-mile of St. Mark's Church near the rail line." "Copy." Meanwhile, Tyler was still on the line, breathing so quietly I wasn't sure he hadn't passed out. "Tyler," I said softly, "how old are you?" 7. "Is your mom home?" Pause. "I think she's sleeping." That sentence hit me like a punch in the chest. Before I could ask more, Tyler whispered something else. "He's looking." The word hung there like ice in the air. Looking. For him. "Tyler," I said quickly, "is he near the closet?" I heard a faint creak. Then Tyler whispered the quietest word of the whole night. "Yes." I slammed the cruiser into the first street near St. Mark's that dispatch had just called out. Small houses, narrow yards, porch lights off. I didn't wait for backup. Some nights you trust the clock. Other nights you trust your gut. I ran up to the first house that matched the address dispatch had given me. All the lights were off. but the front door was slightly open. That's a detail cops notice right away. Doors don't sit open at 1 in the morning for no reason. I drew my flashlight and stepped inside. The living room smelled like old carpet and something sour. "Police," I called quietly. No answer. But then I heard a floorboard creak down the hallway. Someone was moving. I walked slowly down the hall toward a closed bedroom door. Inside, I heard a man's voice, low, annoyed. "Where'd you go, kid?" My pulse kicked into overdrive. I pushed the door open. The man standing in the room turned fast when he saw me. He wasn't holding a weapon, but his face told me everything I needed to know. Surprise and anger. "Who the hell are you?" he snapped. "Police," I said. Behind him I saw a woman lying on the bed, unconscious. My eyes flipped around the room. Closet door closed. The man moved slightly toward it. That was the wrong move. "Step away from the closet," I said. He hesitated, then he bolted, straight past me toward the hallway. I won't pretend it looked like some action movie. He clipped the edge of the doorframe and I grabbed the back of his jacket as he ran. We both hit the hallway wall hard. After a short struggle, I got him down and cuffed before backup even arrived. The whole thing probably took 20 seconds, but it felt like 10 minutes. Once he was secured, I stood up and opened the closet door. Inside was a small boy sitting on the floor with a phone clutched in both hands. His eyes were huge. "You're the police?" he whispered. I nodded. "Yeah, Tyler," I said. "I am." A paramedic later told us his mother had been drugged earlier that evening by the man we arrested. Turned out he was an acquaintance of her ex-husband who had forced his way into the house. The kid had watched the whole thing, then hid in the closet with the phone and called 911. But he kept whispering because the man was still searching the house. That part still gets me. 7 years old and thinking clearly enough to stay quiet and ask for help. I checked in on Tyler a few times over the years. Small towns are like that. You run into people again. Last time I saw him, he was about 16, tall and awkward, working behind the counter at a gas station. He didn't recognize me at first, but when I told him my name, he smiled a little. "Oh," he said, "you're the one who answered the phone." I told him something that night that I still believe. "Tyler," I said, "you saved your mom. I just drove the car." Now I'm retired. Been that way for a few years. Most cases fade over time. Faces blur, details slip away. But every once in a while I'll hear a train horn late at night while I'm sitting at my kitchen table, and I'll remember that whisper through the radio. A scared little kid hiding in a dark closet, trusting that somewhere out there, someone would hear him and come.